Hey everybody, this is Ronin Dave coming at you from Tokyo, Japan. As most of you probably know, we've had a horrendous earthquake here in Japan. I should first say though that Tokyo, for the most part, has come through okay. We were just quite a bit shook up. In my 8 years of being here, that was the worst earthquake I'd ever felt, and from the reactions of the locals that I saw in my area, that was also the biggest one they had ever felt. There was like hundreds of people out in the streets shortly after that quake. The worst that happened to me was stuff falling off my bookshelf and my Vladimir Lenin taking a nosedive off of the shelf and busting his nose a bit. But I think he and I will get through it okay. Right now, there's a bit of concern over the nuclear power plant up in Fukushima that's having issues. For the most part, from what I've read, I don't think it's going to be a Chernobyl or anything like that. I think some people may be over-exaggerating the danger. Well, we can only hope so. My main concern, though, is for Sendai and Miyagi. They got really hit hard by the earthquake, and especially the tsunamis that came afterwards. They're not really sure what the casualty rate is. It's still quite chaotic up there. Some reports are estimating at least over 1,000 dead, possibly. What's also bad is that along the coast, the Miyagi coast, 4 trains have yet to be accounted for, and these were trains that would go along the coastal side. I know because a couple years ago I was there with my parents, and the train line up near Cascading, I think it was called, the trains go right by the coast, so there's no telling how many may have been on those trains and what the status of those trains may be. We can only hope for the best. As for Tokyo, as I said, things are starting to get back to normal. Yesterday, most of the trains weren't working, and so a lot of people were stranded at stations or in office buildings. I walked around yesterday evening and I saw like a lot of people bedding down for the night in the stations. Some trains started running again around 2 or 3 in the morning. Today, though, I just went out just about an hour ago. It was a bit sobering to see at my local supermarket, or Don Quixote, a lot of people panic shopping. You can see their carts filled with water and big bottles of tea and rice and other non-perishable goods. It may seem like a bit of an overreaction, but people in Tokyo have always been living in fear of the big one hitting. Everyone knows about the great earthquake of 1923, which caused the death of over 100,000 people. Yesterday evening, I met up with a fellow YouTuber, Murasakiryu, just to have a beer because we needed to calm down our nerves. We were still pretty wired over the whole thing, and actually still feeling kind of seasick.
I was at home, and because there's been a couple of smaller, lighter quakes quite recently, like last couple of weeks. Yeah. And I'm from England, so I've never experienced an earthquake before, and those were shocking the first time I experienced them, but nothing anywhere near this scale. And I thought it was just a nice little rumble until the TV started tipping, my speakers came crashing down, and I just got up and legged it. And then I was outside, and sorry.
Why are there so many people in the street?
Well, everything's shut down. The whole of Tokyo, all the public transport shut down. I just came through the Ikebukuro station. That's completely shut down. No trains going anywhere. People just curled up falling asleep in the station. When I was on the road, it was literally like it was like a river, and I had seasickness in my legs because it was that crazy. Yeah, wires clanging, the sound of the wires, overhead wires, just crazy.
I've been here about 8 years, and that's the worst I've ever experienced. That scared me. Yeah. It's like I was also at home. I'd actually slept in until about like 1:30, so I was still in bed. I started shaking, and at first I thought, being a vet, I thought, no problem. Yeah, I thought it'll subside, and then I was like, it's not subsiding, and it was just, it started getting worse. And I jumped up, ran to my bathroom first, thinking maybe take shelter in my bathtub, biggest, strongest part in the house, in the apartment. And then it was still shaky, and I was like, damn, it's not letting up. So okay, screw that, I want to get the hell out of my house. And I almost ran out. I was still in my boxers at that time. I almost ran out in my boxers, but I thought, grab my pants, finally put on my shoes, made my way down the stairs. Fortunately, I'm only on the 3rd floor. But through all of that, it was still going.
Yeah, it lasted for ages.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Through all that process of sitting there thinking, oh, is it going to end? Is it going to end? Oh, it's not going to end. Yeah. Run to the bathroom. Yeah. Go to the bathroom. Huh? It's still going. Yeah. And then I go run, get my pants, put on my shoes, go down the stairs outside, and it was still going. It must have been.
I have no idea because time kind of goes.
Oh yeah, at that point,
at least 3 or 4 minutes.
Oh yeah,
I'm guessing.
At least 5.
Hello.
Hi.
Konbanwa.
Are you fine?
Hi.
大丈夫?
大丈夫.
Oh, 可愛いですね。
頑張ろう。ファイトファイト。
はい。はい、ありがとう。
はい。
One thing that's really fascinating me about the whole reaction of the natives, I'm quite a noob, I've only been here a couple of years, but they have this really, and I'm pretty sure it stems from just ingrained Buddhism, of this attitude of, what will be, and they just live with it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of that whole nothing is created, nothing is destroyed attitude, and they've got so much patience, as you can see here. The gaman being explained, shown here is just crazy. So, I mean, there were people laughing minutes after.
I heard that on your bloody hell.
Yeah, bloody hell.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. Laughing
Her world's coming to the end. What?
Yeah.
What's all this, eh?
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Yeah, the estate agent guy with the barcode from around the corner was just giggling away, and I was thinking, mate, we almost died just then. People have died.
Yeah, and that's the thing that.
Always look on the bright side of death.
We're pretty lucky here in Tokyo. I don't think there has been really any fatalities, maybe some injuries, but Sendai in northern Japan, they're the ones that got really. As bad as it was here, I'd hate to think of what it felt like in Sendai. Totally. Even if you weren't affected by the tsunami, the feeling that the buildings must have had there.
Quake must have been.
I mean, that scared me, and we are over 200 miles away from where the epicenter was. Places like Sendai were less than 100 miles away from it. And so I can God, that must have just felt like the world was coming to an end up there.
As right now, there's not much any of us can do who are not in those areas, except, donate money, and perhaps for those of us in the Tokyo area, donate food and clothing. Tomorrow, I'm going to go out and see what relief organizations I can donate money and donate items, food and blankets to. For the most part, we can only just hope that things will get better and not worse. So anyway, this is Ronin Dave from Tokyo, Japan. Peace. I hope everyone is well out there, and here's looking to a better tomorrow.
Here's to being alive.
Here's to being alive, Joe. Cheers.